On the afternoon of Sunday, May 19, 2024, Iranian President Dr. Seyyed Ebrahim Raisi inaugurated the Giz Galasi Dam. Following the ceremony, he traveled to Tabriz aboard a Bell 212 helicopter, accompanied by two additional Mi-17 helicopters. Ayatollah Al-Hashem, the Friday prayer leader of Tabriz, Hossein Amir Abdullahian, the foreign minister, and Malik Rahmati, the governor of East Azerbaijan, were also on board this helicopter. Around 5 p.m., the Minister of Interior confirmed the news of an accident involving the president helicopter. The helicopter encountered an accident in the Dizmar Forest area, within the general vicinity between Varzagan and Julfa in East Azerbaijan province. Immediately, 14 rescue teams, including Red Crescent, the army, the IRGC, the police, and local and civilian forces were dispatched to the area of the president helicopter accident. However, due to the geography of the region, weather conditions, and heavy fog, the search operation was conducted with great difficulty. Welcome to Aviation by Ali. In this video, we will be predicting the cause of this crash. While the official authorities will eventually release the true cause, our guess might be accurate based on the evidence available. If you'd like to explore our upcoming videos, please subscribe to our channel. First, let's get familiar with this helicopter. The Bell 212 is a versatile, medium two-engine helicopter developed by Bell Helicopter, introduced in the 1970s. It is renowned for its reliability and capability in various roles. The Bell 212 features a two-blade main rotor and two-blade trail rotor, powered by a Pratt & Whitney PT60-3 twin-pack engine, which consists of two engines driving a common gearbox. This design offers redundancy and improves safety, making the Bell 212 suitable for demanding missions. Its spacious cabin can accommodate up to 14 passengers or be configured for cargo transport, medical evacuation, and search and rescue operations. The helicopters perform in diverse environments has made it a favorite among both civilian operators and military forces worldwide. The Bell 212's rugged constructions and ease of maintenance contribute to its long service life and operational readiness. Equipped with advanced avionics and navigation systems, it can operate at challenging weather conditions and remote locations. The adaptability of the Bell 212 ensures its continued relevance in a wide range of applications, from offshore oil and gas support to front fighting and disaster relief mission. For this crash, several scenarios are currently under consideration. First one is terrorist attack. Some believe it was a terrorist attack, but this theory lacks sufficient evidence and is likely to be dismissed based on available data. The other one is electromagnetic warfare. This theory is implausible because the helicopter, being 22 years old, uses analog instruments that wouldn't be affected by such tactics. The next one is mechanical failure. Although mechanical failure is a possibility, the pilot didn't report any issues or request an emergency landing, suggesting the crash occurred suddenly. The most likely scenario is that the helicopters encountered dense fog. The two Mi-17 helicopters, being stronger, increased their altitude. However, the Bell 212 crew decided to decrease altitude to fly beneath the fog, which led them to collide with a nearby mountain summit. While the pilot was likely aware of the terrain, altitude errors in such areas are common. This crash is reminiscent of Flight 3704, which we have already covered in another video. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it on this channel. We know that pilots can use their maps to identify the highest obstacle in any given area. With its information and by observing safe altitudes, they can navigate through these regions. Based on initial observations, it appears that the helicopter collided with the top of the mountain. Therefore, it is conceivable that the pilot intended to pass over the mountain was unable to do so. As a general rule of thumb, pilots aim to maintain a minimum safe altitude, which is typically at least 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle within a certain radius, especially when flying over mountainous terrain. However, in some cases, such as during instrument approaches or when operating in certain aerospace classes, the required clearance may be higher. In mountainous area, it is even recommended to maintain a minimum distance of 2,000 feet above the highest natural obstacle. This is because in mountainous regions, we often encounter updrafts and downdrafts, primarily occurring in warm air, which can pose significant hazard to aircraft. Helicopters are equipped with altimeters, which measures altitude based on atmospheric pressure. As altitude increases, atmospheric pressure decreases, and the altimeter displays this change in pressure as a change in altitude. Since the helicopter's altimeter mechanism relies on measuring ambient pressure, it typically indicates higher value in cold air. This means that if the actual altitude is 5,000 feet, the altimeter may display 6,000 feet. Therefore, the pilot, knowing that the highest natural obstacle in this area is 4,000 feet, adjusts their altitude to 6,000 feet, while the actual aircraft altitude may be 4,000. Due to the foggy weather conditions, the pilot flying in VFR mode solely relied on instruments and consequently collided with the mountain. Of course, the precise cause of the crash will be reliably determined after through investigations by the Civil Aviation Organization and relevant authorities. However, in this video, we just intended to speculate of the cause of the accident based on available evidence. Have safe flights.